We're going live. Oh.
Right, so yeah, hi everyone. As Steve has mentioned, I'm Dan. I'm building the associate. What that means in the real world is I head of the team who build our WordPress websites and deliver our front-end solutions for our customers. My talk today is on delivering the 6 nations using WordPress and the JavaScript APIs and markup stack. I'm going to touch a little bit I'll start off just touching about who we are and what our solution looks like for the latest tournament this year. So a little bit about us. JAMStack are a digital agency delivering technical solutions for the sports industry at the moment. Our sites are delivered in WordPress. That's very much becoming more a JAMStack solution that could be agnostic for any CMS, but at the moment our sites are delivered in WordPress. We have a statistics and widgets platform that delivers sports data for a variety of tournaments, and we have a range of plans for a variety of sports such as world sailing, netball, and of course 6 Nations rugby, which is what I'll talk to you about today. I've got to talk about people with these animation slides, but once this loads, our associate framework is built on, I would say, it's sort of 4 key pillars. So we've got our associate stats platform, which is what Steve looks after, really. We've got the WordPress core, is obviously we're very heavily reliant on that, and a combination of sort of REST API solutions and plugins. Our framework is obviously fully mobile first and responsive out of the box. And as I say, we're moving more towards now a JavaScript API markup stack, more and more as more sort of front-end libraries become available. We're identifying the appropriate ones to use that to replace that sort of bulky WordPress framework code and that sort of thing. We work heavily with AWS. I'm talking about the sort of sexy stuff at the moment, but there is a talk later from Dylan Associate who's actually talking about the interesting stuff that they do on AWS. As long as that stuff works, I'm quite happy with that. And we work with a variety of statistics providers, Opta, SMS, and that sort of thing. So the 6 Nations website, just a bit of background for anyone who doesn't know what it is. It's an annual rugby tournament. It sees sort of peak traffic for us of about 45,000 users a minute. So we had an opportunity this year to deliver them a new site with our new technology stack. So obviously it's an annual tournament, so we'll be rolling out different iterations and iterative improvements to it for next year, but this is our opportunity actually to replace where they were on our legacy CMS, and we rolled them out to our circuit framework. So the project requirements of the 6 Nations project, we needed a robust platform. Again, Dylan's going to talk a little bit more about that, but we had to deliver a fast, reliable web platform that will scale effectively. It would allow staff at 6 Nations and third parties to use our platform, but at the same time deliver the site to, as I say, traffic needs of about 45K as well. So we needed to scale efficiently and also scale down efficiently as well when we were on that site. We needed to provide a sports CMS. So WordPress, as I'm sure some of you have used it, or probably all of us have, as well as being a standard CMS, it also needs to deliver on the business logic of sport. There are various sort of times of the week, if you like, where certain aspects of the CMS is more important than the others. So we had to plumb those sort of different junctures into the CMS itself. So our framework will extend the core WordPress functionalities. So it's not just a blogging platform, it will actually utilize some other technologies as well. Clients needed to provide interactive content. The 6 Nations is very much a very busy tournament. There's a lot going on. There's a couple of matches a week. There's very high traffic, there's very high demand. And surprisingly, there were very few staff actually authoring the content itself. So we needed a content engine where there needed to be minimal effort from their perspective, but the result of that minimal effort is that they actually provide interactive content to the end user. And we had another challenge as well to integrate with some third-party tech. So 6 Nations is a large organization. It has many digital spaces. They're heavily invested in YouTube. They use digital asset management for their images, and there was a live blog solution that they had third-party as well. So there was a challenge not just to provide our own small CMS, but actually integrate and be flexible with any third-party tech that they may have. Six Nations Command Center, really the Six Nations Command Center is a culmination of all of the tech that I'll be talking about. We roll out the same practices to other areas of the site, but really on a match weekend when we see our highest traffic, that's probably the most popular area, maybe something like fixtures or something like that. But this rolls all of our engineering decisions into one, if you will. So there was sort of three main technical considerations that we sort of dreamt up while we were planning this project. So first of all, I always like to look at the real world. So who is this affected in real life? You're talking about end users, you're talking about people using our CMS, that sort of thing. So the actual stakeholders, and the question is how do we bring all these dynamic content types into one match center? As I said, there's a lot of stuff going on at different times. So there's different content, there's different rich media, and how do we bring all that into one? The second is a back-end consideration. So how do we, Steve, you guys are providing us with all this great data, but how do we ease the load as front-end engineers? How do we ease the load off our APIs, off our servers? And the question is how do we keep page loads and server-side processing down? And then the front-end considerations, or the sexy stuff as I called earlier, how do we utilize JAMStack architecture to optimize performance? So they're the three sort of things I'll touch on. So, yes, right. So custom post types. For anyone using WordPress, that's an obvious one. Content authors were potentially publishing with various different types of custom post types. So you've got your sort of standard authoring that you do in WordPress. It can be match reports, match previews, pre-match buildup or something. But there are also ones where we saw an opportunity to use a post type itself as a more sort of configuration engine. So as you can see in the GIF there, we haven't really got any written content in that. We're just sort of throwing ATF at it and putting a few sort of various different configuration options. So you can have live tweets or live blog, depending on what digital resources are available. There were 3 tournaments within the Six Nations. So you've got the men's, the women's, and the under-20s. They all have varying levels of resource and coverage. So, for example, we would use live tweets on an under-20s game because there wouldn't be the resource to live blog it, for example. So we were using custom post types really to, as well as drive content authoring, actually drive configuration of the match centers as well. So taxonomy-driven tech, this deals with how do you bring all these, the first technical consideration that we discussed. So this is the Six Nations Match Center. You can see that it's got a variety of tabs. There's match reports and match previews, and a live tab. So this is bringing together all the custom post types that I've just discussed. And we have an API based from our statistics platform. So clients are able to go in and actually tag these custom post types with our metadata. We could use WordPress categories and tags, but they're not specific enough, because if you look at a tournament like the Six Nations, there are 6 teams in it. So if someone tags it with the France category, by the next weekend when they play next match, you're not getting that unique relation between article types. So the UUID or the GUID that they tagged would allow them to power their match center, but that was the only step that our clients actually had to go through. The statistics that were delivered to the match center and the WordPress content all run off the same taxonomy. So just simply by tagging a fixture, you're powering all of this technology. An interesting challenge as well, if you look at the images tab on the bottom left, that's actually third-party technology. So we had a conversation with their digital asset management company, and they were quite happy to integrate our third-party tech, which was a struggle there as well. So we're making an API request to them, but it's based on our data as well. Conversely, on the video tab, for example, YouTube obviously wouldn't give us the time of day. They'd lapse at the door. For a small agency, they're not going to integrate with it as part of their core offering. So back where I was saying about configuration options, Six Nations would do a YouTube playlist ID for each match. So we put that as a field in, and then we can load our API request with that data. But it's unique to that fixture. So A, we know we're getting the right YouTube playlist, and B, we know we're getting the right match because we have a single unique ID for each fixture. As I said, like you can see at the top, live blog, again, that was a configuration option. just chuck an ID in there and we're able to grab the appropriate live block ID because of the relations that we're using. So that's the answer was there in front of us. Clients are already tagging articles and that sort of thing with GUIDs. It was an experience that we're used to, but at the same time, if it was new, it's not particularly that tactic. So that middle box is driving all of both our stats platform and our WordPress tech. Say PHP?
You do write it.
So the REST API, obviously, if we just go back one slide, we've got all this stuff going on. Now, there's a lot of content there. We have got tagged content. So we couldn't put all this on one page because obviously we have a massive page, it's mobile first, we can't have a long website, we need an immersive experience. So we put into place this tab layout. What I see there as well as a tab layout is actually an opportunity to make API requests. So we're not loading all of the content. Traditionally in WordPress, you would just write different things in your template for that particular post type, and you process all of that PHP server side, and then you have your tab layout, but you'd be waiting quite a while. So the REST API, I see that as an opportunity that when you click the tab, you actually make an API request and render the content. But of course, that needs to be fast. So keeping sort of page load time down, we started to extend the REST API and to our custom endpoints. Why we did that is we could split up. We could introduce a sort of single responsibility principle, a sort of microservice architecture, and really build the JSON data that we need. So for those of you who've seen the standard WordPress REST API, it's quite a large JSON response. There's a lot of sub lookups you've got to do on IDs and that sort of thing. So we did that processing in the background, and then in the callback there, we're just modeling the data that we need for an article. It's not that many fields anyway, so we're reducing that response. And again, because it's a unique response for our GUID, we're able to cache that very heavily as well. So we're really decoupling from traditional sort of CMS or WordPress rendering practices and turning it into a system that, even if the API is the best thing in the world, I'm sure it will be because it's not at the moment. Even if it was, we could be running JAMStack sort of methodology and WordPress REST API code to ease that burden regardless of how good the API is. So UI-driven decisions. Just to sum up again, these are various different custom post types integrated into the Map Center itself. But only if you were to visit a report and this was the active tab, you can only get this content loaded. So nothing else is actually loaded at that point. And then when you make a request, you're making a request to a particular microservice and rendering that content almost instantly. So our sort of technology architecture is I'm sure a lot of you who've heard of sort of headless architecture it would have seen something like this. But we've got a CMS backend where a handful of people are authoring content and tagging content with our taxonomies. And then that sort of the database operations and the CRUD operations are then publishing to the API. But this front end could be anything. It could be not us who does it, for example. It could be anyone. The front end will contain the rendering engine, which is the code and any templates. So at the moment, there's sort of a mixture of technologies going on, but we're sort of moving towards using something like Vue or React if we're bold enough. To actually turn that into a proper rendering engine as well. There are no end game spoilers in any slides coming now, but Tony started good. So Tony didn't stop at Mark 1. For those of you who watch the event, what is next for us is we deliver the website, and we now have a base and a platform to do more with it. If Steve gets his act together, we will have an improved API architecture, which will allow us to run more model front end, but at the same time, our WordPress stuff is great and is improving, but our statistics platform at the moment is not delivering such as restful as we like, basically. It's not your fault.
He's
new. It's fine.
6 weeks, come on.
That's long enough. With that improved API architecture or with the sort of microservice architecture, we can start to look at more modern web tools as well. So we're looking at things at the moment like Webpack, Node.js, and as I mentioned, Vue, I think will probably be the one we go with because it's nice and progressive. And we're hoping that that sort of improves the workflow, but at the same time reduces our code footprint and all in all makes the site faster. We've also recognized opportunities in our associate framework, so we've gone through various iterations with it now. We're in totally static terms, we're probably on Mark 3, but we should be looking at sort of, for Mark 4, we should be looking at abstracting a lot of the server-side processing into things like plugins and then putting them where they are instead of in the theme architecture where they sit at the moment. So that was really like me. That's kind of it, really. Please work. Yeah. Get in. We got a bit of a thing about Drave comparison, and they're quite on brand as well. So it's a thing. But yeah, that's it. If anyone's got any questions as to how it went, I'm happy to answer anything we've got. Told you no one would be interested.
I was just wondering, how did you test it?